exactly what we can do, how much we get for doing it. So notice here that I pulled up the SPX, and I'm going to go out roughly a year in time. So let's go to November 15th, 2024 expiration. Note this is an AM expiration, but SPX settles in cash, and it's a European style expiration, which is important because you don't want to do this kind of thing in some sort of stock with typical American style expiration, because you can get whacked if options get exercised. But anyway, you don't have to worry about that here. So we're going to go to SPX, and these to be 100 apart for my example. So we're going to go 50 above and 50 below the close from Friday, roughly the close from Friday. All right, so notice that the width of the strikes here is 100. 46.50 minus 45.50 is 100. Same thing on the put side, 46.50 to 45.50 is 100. All right, and this is the mid price here. And notice what's going on. This is a bearish put spread, so we're buying the in the money, selling the out of the money. This makes money when if we had only this put spread on. This makes money when the price of SPX, the underlying, falls. Now on the other side of the trade, we have a call spread. We're buying the in the money, selling the out of the money, and this produces a profit when the price of SPX rises. So why would I do this? Okay, well, here's why. No matter where SPX closes 348 days from today, this trade is going to go out at the price of 100. Why? All right, let's look at an example. Let's say that the price of SPX 348 days from now closes at 4,400. So the day that these options expire, it closes at 4,400. Now, the calls will go out worthless, so you don't make any money there. However, the puts will go out at max value. The put spread will go out at max value, so we would end up making the difference in the width of these prices, which is 100, times the multiplier of the SPX, which is 100. So that would be worth $10,000 minus our cost of 95 times 100, so 10,000 minus 9,500, and that leaves us with a profit of $500. Notice that anywhere below the strike of 45.50, these will make full value. The put vertical will make full value, so you'll end up with 10,000 minus your cost of the trade. If we go to the other side, and let's say we close above 46.50, all right, the put vertical expires worthless, and the call vertical will expire at full value. So if we close at 4,700, we will get 10,000 for this minus the cost of the trade, which is 9,500. You end up with $500. So anywhere above this, anywhere above 46.50, the call vertical expires for full value. The put vertical expires for 0. So you're going to end up with 500. And anywhere below this 45.50, you're going to end up with $500 because the put vertical will expire at max value. Anywhere in between 45.50 and 46.50, each of these spreads will have intrinsic value. What I mean by that is, let's say that the price closes at 45.75, 348 days from today. All right. The call vertical will be $25 in the money. That's $2,500. And the put vertical will have intrinsic value of $7,500, which is 46.50 minus the 45.70. That's 7,500. 7,500 plus the 2,500 from this side will give you 10,000 minus your cost of 95 is 500. So what we're basically getting here, all right, 348 days from today, a year from now, is a $500 profit, which is using $9,500 in buying power. All right, so let's get an exact number. So we're going to make 500 on this trade no matter where it closes next year. And we divide that by the money that's being withheld in buying power, which is 9,500. And we end up with 5.2%. And all we have to do is this one lot, 100 wide. We're buying the put vertical, we're buying the call vertical. Notice that the strike prices and expiration dates are the same. So that's how you construct this trade to get your guaranteed, basically guaranteed 5.2%. This is guaranteed by the OCC, which is the Options Clearing Corporation, and never in the history of its existence did it fail to clear an options contract. Let's take a look at the rating of the OCC compared to, I guess we can compare that to the Treasury. So let's go Option Clearing Corp rating, credit rating, and we see that it's a AA stable, which is AA plus, which is pretty much as good as it can get. U.S. Treasury rating, let's go with the bills, and it's exactly the same. AA plus, down a touch from AAA, I guess. This happened, I don't know when, August 2nd, 23rd. So they're basically the same. So your money is safe. All right, now where I wanted to go with this is notice that when we buy this trade, we buy this vertical, we're getting 5%, a little more than 5% on our money, which is basically what you can get if you buy Treasury bills, 1-year notes, or a CD that goes matures in 1 year. But you have to go through a little bit of a rigmarole to find the QSIP for those products and then execute the trade through your broker. Not all of them will do it. It depends on how much money you have. But anyway, that can be a bit of a pain in the butt. This is very simple. You put this trade on. Let's say you did it on Monday morning. And by the way, I'm not advising anyone to do this. This is purely for education purposes. Put it on. It'll take you 10 seconds. You get your fill. Boom. You're in. There's your 5%. Write it out for a year. But where I want to go with this is let's see what brokerage firms, the main ones, charge on margin loans. So let's go to Schwab-Arella. Schwab margin rates. Margin rates. All right. Let me do this. Margin rates. There we go. All right. Margin requirements and interest rates. So, current margin rates at Schwab, if you're going to use just under 25,000, you're going to use the base rate plus 1.825%. Notice that the base is 11.75, and then you add this, you're going to get 13.575. Yeah, 13.575. All right. If you borrow more, they're going to charge you a little less, and this is all on margin. So if you buy 20,000 worth of stock, let's say, and you're going to margin half of it, you're going to be paying 13.575 on the 10,000 that you're borrowing. If you borrow more, you pay a little bit less. But notice these rates range from 13.575 to 11.825, which is a lot, I think. Let's go to, let's see, Schwab. Let's see, TD Ameritrade. They're a popular one. TDA margin rates. All right, let's see what they're charging. Criminal, under 10,000, 4.75. 14 and a half for this, 14 and a quarter for 25K to just under 50K. Criminal. All right, let's look at one more. There's Schwab, there's TD Ameritrade. How about Fidelity? What does Fidelity charge? Okay. This is exactly the same as Schwab for the under 25,000. It looks pretty similar to Schwab, less than TDA, TD Ameritrade. So TD Ameritrade, they're the worst of the bunch of the three that we checked. All right, why am I bringing this up? Because if you're using margin, you're paying a lot for it. The people who are doing that are paying a lot in interest. That's a lot. This is a lot. So how can you come up with some sort of workaround? Well, if you were in math class and awake the day they taught math, you would realize that, hey, what if I flip this trade? Rather than buying this and earning my 5%, what if I sold it? So let's do the flip, which here is a swap. So there we go. All right. Now we're selling this in the money put and buying the out of the money put, and we're selling the in the money call and buying the out of the money call, and we will receive a credit of 95 times the multiplier, which is 100, $9,500. So what does this mean? This will go, the 9,500 will go to the cash portion of your account, and that is usable for other plays, whatever you want to call it. Let's go with the sanitized definition of gambling. Investments you might make, the less sanitized, the speculative plays you might make, whatever you want to call it, this $9,500 is available. However, in a year from now, a year's time, 348 days in this case, you're going to have to pay back. The 9,500 goes back plus the 500. So it's going to be your credit plus the difference between the credit and the 10,000, and that difference is $500. But what that means is that you have effectively turned this trade into a margin loan vehicle at the rate of 5%. Again, that's 500 divided by 9,500. All right. You've turned it into a 5% loan that you get to use, as opposed to these ridiculous rates that you see above and that we previously saw. This 13.75. So if you borrowed 10,000 from them, you would be paying 13.575. If you did this trade, right? If this trade were done, this is again, I'm not advising anyone do this, but I'm just running through the numbers here. If you were to do this trade, you have access to $9,500, and that can be used for whatever else you want to do. And that $9,500 is going to cost you $500 over the course of a year. A much better rate than that garbage. All right, remember, not advice. I'm not advising anyone do this. This is just something that can be done. All righty, thank you for tuning in. I will catch you guys next time.